Yeah, that's Akon.
I woke up this morning, was born out in Kingston and leaving Jamaica abroad, not to England. This is my page, and the first post here you see in Little nigga stop talk. Pussy them a cap a axe off. In a frag of me dog them fully advanced. Black money, black card, rich like who. Little nigga stop talk. Pussy them a cap a axe off. In a frag of me dog them fully advanced. It's Leprosy. Yeah. Don't bag of money. Yard one a foreign. Team little bird can't team some stay same way like me daddy. Black money, black card, rich like who. Little nigga stop talk. Pussy them a cap a axe off. In a frag of me dog them fully advanced. Black money, black card, rich like who. Little nigga stop talk. Pussy them a cap a axe off. In a frag of me dog them fully advanced. We advance academically and professionally, extraterrestrially and even medically. Sell we to everybody, take the molly, super fragically, lesbially, sexually, get the dolly ben reality. In every alley, genitally make Beverly see. Up I do nally, they be clearing that name after me. No go tell Rivali, anti-valley no mediocrity. Black magic, watch fraud. Get a black puss with a black dog. A mad sus, we mad dog. I they left a bad push with a cash card. Black money, black card, rich like who. Little nigga stop talk. Pussy them a cap a axe off. In a frag of me dogs them fully advanced. Black money, black card, rich like who. Little nigga stop talk. Pussy them a cap a axe off. In a frag of me dog them fully advanced. Yes, that's right there. You see me? Tough a lie, bad.
Yeah, that's Akon.
That's Akon.
I'm a liner. Akon, my nigga.
That's Akon, my nigga.
Hey, like Blaze is saying, the whole hoes is in this motherfucker, you heard? Hey, this whole
show. Akon on
I wish you would, and then you gotta play that right now. Since you don't know, I was saying to you, play that, you got the Jackson, Yeah, one tap or lock. Yeah.
Oh shit. We end the live, up off the live. That was Japanese. Let my nigga Japanese. Wait, I can't find my smoke. Where did all the dope? I won't be able to cope if I can't find my dope. Oh no. That shit fucked up. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Akon in the building, motherfucker. You know, I know, like, remember now, before I say what I was about to say, remember now, the longer you're living the fame and success, you know what I'm saying, the more negativity will be attached to your name, because rumors and speculation is something that, you know, gossip and all these things are what the fans do, and it will seem as if it's true. So I know people got a lot to say about Akon, and once you become a star, it's like all your flaws are out there, you know. And if we as fans look in ourselves and look at how many flaws we have, pause. You know, like, for real, just pause and check yourself. I'm not like, ain't no pausing for like how Cameron them and Mase be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like in Jamaica here, we be like, why? When you say something wrong, we don't be like, pause. But I like here when Cameron say it out of anybody else, you know what I'm saying? And Mase, you know, they be cool guys, you know what I'm saying? And I was looking back at a post of Mase when he was a pastor. It's fucked up. Like, I remember those days when Mase was a pastor. He had left Bad Boys. He was, you know, spreading the word of God. And it was like, we were living in those times not knowing how historical those days and those moments were. We were living in those times not realizing that when we reach into the future and to look back at what Mase and a lot of our celebs had make it through and had done, accomplished, had been exposed of, you know, all those time zones and period where, you know, it just takes us back, like, I was wondering, because now thinking back when Mase was a preacher and I was like at home watching him on TV, I was like at my girl's house, you know, with her parents, and we were watching Mase preaching, and that's crazy, bro. And we never like we knew that, yeah, that is something to talk about. We knew it was something to talk about, but because of how Christian minded most people were, and we were too, coming out of the 90s and out of the 80s, most of y'all people that, you know, had witnessed Mase preaching black at that time, you know, it wasn't like now looking back for me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure it is like almost the same or some powerful, like, you know, element just to think on that if you were alive black then. You know what I'm saying? We don't say back here in Jamaica, and we don't really say down. We say up and we say forward, you know, and continue on. Yeah, so shout out to Japanese 5. And I had it. Yeah, so what I was going to say about Akon now is that, you know, a lot of y'all may be hearing me glazing over Akon, you know, but it's just I can remember like when Akon had met fame and success in the music with his song, was it Locked Up? The first one? No, the first one I think was a love song. I think the first song he did was a love song, and then he did the Locked Up thing and started to tell his story through his music. You know, but it was so epic when Akon had, you know, met fame through his talent and his music. It was very powerful. And to see a black guy who was really, really, really and very, very black to, you know, be up there with such beautiful voice and such, you know, such an attractive and gravitational energy of music, sound, and power in his vocals and his works, you know what I'm saying? And despite all of what the fans be saying about Akon, you know, like, he has, you know what I'm saying, him along with all those celebrities, you know, I always be talking good about Ludacris, because I see how today's world people, it's like they lose that respect for so many of our artists who we had loved. And I can understand that many of them probably had messed up in some way, whether snaking their friends or doing things that we personally don't like what we hear about them. But as I said, pause and look into yourself. How many mistakes, how many slip up have you done in the past 20 years? You know, being a celebrity and then having your flaws being exposed and your good ways being exposed. And that is why on my channel I talk a lot about identifying good people for good fans to follow and pointing out evil people. Because once your evil deeds outweighs your good deeds, then we know you're on the side of evil. You were born, it's almost like you're destined to do evil. And we know evil people convert from being evil to being good. And we know from time to time good people convert to being evil. And you know, there's always a thin line between the good and evil, because sometimes good people do evil things. That's why we gotta watch what outweighs what energy, you know, because this world is all about good versus the bad, God peoples versus the devil's people. Okay, and you gotta pick a side. You gotta pick a side. Pick a side, cause I will no rep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Alkaline did said tell it first, you know. That's why as a fan, you can't play both sides. You can't be repping for 50 Cent and be repping for T.I. at the same time. You know, I pointed out the fact that 50 Cent is more in the good and all these devils be coming against him because, you know, 50 got the power and he earned his power all the way up. You know what I'm saying? And when you have someone in a business who are being attacked, who is successfully, like, you know, he made it from ground up, and you know what I'm saying? When you see so many devils coming at them, because real devil people, not much people go at them. You know what I'm saying? The real devil with power. People rather to friend them. You know what I'm saying? People rather to befriend them so they can get benefits from evil people with full power. But when you have God's people with power, a lot of devil always come against them. The world works like that. It's very simple. You can follow the traits. You know, history always repeats itself, the same pattern all the time. These are things that I've been observing from I've been a baby, you know, and I've seen it been replaying over and over again all throughout my life for many years, decades. And so, you know, I think it's very important I help to shine a light on who is good from who is bad, you know, and remember that good people do bad things, and remember that bad people do good things, and remember that good people change from good to bad, and remember that bad people change from being bad to good. So, you know, sometimes it's very hard to tell, but, you know, that is why you just got to watch people action and not what they say, you know, because people mouth be saying things. Real good people, they're not scared to cover their self in dirt, as in, like, you know, as in like naming themselves, you know, like on YouTube I'd be like 666 and all of that, and people would be like, oh, he's evil, he's a devil. But good people, we care less about beautifying our appearance with something good. That is what evil people are concerned about. Evil people concern so much about appearing in a good light. But good people, we care not to appear in a good light. You gotta be wise and have the intelligence to know who is good from who is bad. You know what I'm saying? And you can't judge a book by its cover. You're gonna always hear that. And shout out to whoever came up with that famous saying, you know. I know I have a few famous saying that I have said. I gotta dig them up and try to repeat them so y'all can make them live on for the future generation to repeat, and, you know, to trigger their, you know, their something. Yeah, but, you know, shout out to Akon, shout out to Ludacris, shout out to 50 Cent. I'm Gaza Nation, Vibes Cartel, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You can't be rocking with 50 Cent and be rocking with Rick Ross. And I see that Rick Ross be reaching out to Vibes Cartel and shout out. So, you know, we be saying, as the Gaza fans, we be saying shout out to Rick Ross, but Vibes Cartel is already aligned with 50 Cent, because just as how 50 Cent have all these industry devils getting at him, similar with Vibes Cartel. He has the entire business of dancehall and reggae getting at him, trying to tarnish his name. And he just came out of prison saying God is the greatest and promoting God. And, you know, a lot of people is at him, you know what I'm saying? And he's just avoiding them, you know? And there's very different treatment with good people, God people, because you got God people like David who will go out there on the battlefield and war for the sake of righteousness. And that is what we see 50 doing, you know what I'm saying? 50 be having all these tickets on all these people trying to get at him, you know? I'm very disappointed with some of my rappers who be going at 50, like the Fabulous who once did, you know? You know, shout out to Fabulous though, you know, he's not the type to dwell on those type of energy, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Fabulous has always been my nigga, like Ludacris, like 50 Cent, like Jay-Z, like um, at one point, I loved Nas more than Jay Z, but I grew up and I realized that Jay Z had gave us more time. He had dedicated more time to his art, to his craft, to what I mean, to provide us as fans with music. And I always have to look into that. Who put out more work? Who is more dedicated at pleasing their audience? You know what I'm saying? Because I love music. I do music. You can see that I do music. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to live in a studio. And I heard Eminem saying this. Eminem, my favorite white boy too, believe me, Eminem. So I heard Eminem say this, like he wanted to live in a studio or something like that. He doesn't even want to shower sometime. He just want to focus on making music. And I've been through that mentality, that mindset where that's how I was. Like, I just want to listen to the beat for days. I sat in my room for many years and days upon days without moving, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just making music. Just making music. That is like a drug. You know what I'm saying? Like music is like a drug. And that is when you really love it. When you really love it. And you will be blessed to become a success. And I probably am not the Hollywood success, but I live to see my success and my reward because I ended up teaching a lot of people to make music. I teach a lot of my friends who have turned against me. I brought them into the biggest studio in Kingston. I brought artists who I had educated, who I had taught how to make a chorus, how to make a verse, how to make an intro. And this is not just one artist, nor two, or few, or three, or four. There's many more that I have taught, I have sat with, because they hear me doing my music and they became fans. And they're like, yo, how do you make music just right in front of my face like that? That badass song. Sometimes they can't even believe it. They can't even believe that I really made the song in front of them, because I'd be around them for like days, and while I'm around them, I go and finish up the song. And if I added some part of the song at my house, I would go to their house and say, look, I added that on this part. So sometime when the song is finished at their house, and even when I make some song in one day, sometime I've made like up to 8 songs before in just one day. Right? And Vibes Cartel had caused that, because Vibes Cartel did a song 2014 that said he makes 17 songs because he wants to famous like Ninja Man. I think that song was so every day me build 17 song. Me nah lie, the journey did long, but I get a man born and grow so me strong. When me get my first #1, me buy a house to me mother, yeah man. Far me I come from. Yo, a lobster me name for dinner. Where the haters them did there. When I one pair of shoes me did have. Me no pay bad mind no mine. Work hard for achieve what's mine. Never want see the star shine. Every ghetto youth is a star unstoppable. Run away a train. Everything fence every lane. We are aim for the sky like plane. Them a pray for we fall like rain. Every man have a dream and a nightmare. Every day can't be the same. We are aim for the sky like plane. But them a pray for we fall like rain. Yo, powerful. Vibes Cartel songs are so powerful, you know what I'm saying? And his songs haven't reached around to as much as it should, and it will, you know what I'm saying? Because we're here to pass on, the knowledge, he be saying. So when I heard that song, I think it was released in 2013, late 2013. However, at that time, I remember where I was living, and I would tell my friends, yo, I gotta make enough more songs, because if Vibes Cartel is making 17 songs a day, even though he's locked up and in a cell and just, he has all the time, but I want to make that time. And I remember when I started to think like that, I started to make like 3 songs a day till it started to be 4. And I tried to raise the bar, and like this day I'd be like, okay, I made 5 songs. I'm trying to make 6. Tomorrow I'm trying to make, and I went all the way up to 8 songs a day, bro. I don't even remember most of those songs, but my friends were there to bear witness. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing music a long time ago, and I'll be seeing a lot of artists nowadays be crying like literal eye waters on social media saying, I'm trying to do music for like 2 years now and nothing. I haven't even got any help from any major celebrity. And some of them that are crying, they have a collab with even Joshy. One of them who I saw crying the other day, they have a collab with Joshy, right? First Nation boss, Joshy, the cream of the crop artist, right? So, you know what I mean? Like, oh my goodness, like, So I got my reward. I've helped many people to accomplish their, to learn how to do music. And I'm proud of that because many people asked me for help to teach them and I taught them, So I'm going to end it here and keep pushing.